So what's that expression? You can take the girl out of the city, but you can't take the city out of the girl. I come to a place like the New Forest Show, and it's impossible for me not to look at posture. I couldn't help but notice this model here, and if you look very closely, the model is actually sitting on the front edge of the chair. So there's a great big gap at the back here, and already that's going to put this Georgina, apparently she's called, not in great posture. Now posture is actually, or poor posture, is the #1 causes of low back pain. And just been having a chat with Brad, who owns this lovely, you call it a tannery, is that right?
We are a tannery, yes.
It is a tannery.
Yeah.
And Brad, of course, as soon as I mention I'm a physio, he starts telling me about his back problem and sciatica. It kind of is par for the course with my job. And so that's brought us on to a conversation about posture. So I'm going to give Brad a few tips which hopefully will be helpful. Brad, just tell us a little bit about what your activities are like, you know, what your schedule is like.
Well, as well as running the tannery and manufacturing 6 days a week, we do shows like this all through the summer, which involves a lot of standing, a lot of lifting, a lot of unloading, a lot of building these things, taking them down, loading vans, driving all over the place. So yes, you're getting older and it's wear and tear, and that's what I've put it down to, but it is happening more and more. So you feel like, you know, everything's seizing up and packing up. But yes, I think a lot of it is, you might be right, I'm not standing right for X hours of the day, or is it wearing the right footwear, or is it not changing your footwear, or what is it? And then you're sleeping in different beds every week, and pillows and all that sort of upsets your schedule and your sleep and your pattern. And it's also this year, of course, been incredibly hot.
Yes, and it is. You can find it very difficult to stand up when it's hot. There's no doubt about it that, you know, this is where our hands are, and in order for our hands to be operating, we need to have sight of what they're doing. So what this means is that there's an attention to the front of the body, and it's very easy to forget the back of the body. So when we're doing our lifting and our carrying and our driving and our writing, everything is kind of taking us in this direction. And we need to be very, very mindful that we actually need to take the back into the opposite direction. And actually this can be a very, very, very straightforward process of clearing a lot of back pain. This was originally found, also like the Buttafly, a happy accident by Robin Mackenzie in the 1980s. He wrote a book which has now been translated into many, many languages called Treat Your Own Back. And it works on this principle of posture. And it's something that I've been working with for a very long time now. So, Brad, you don't do any yoga, but you do a little bit of Pilates, is that right?
I do a little bit of Pilates, but my mother did yoga 40 years ago, before anyone had heard it, and she always tried to get me to do yoga, which I just thought was an old lady standing on her head at the time. And we can't find any local instructors, but yes, it's probably something that I should probably be looking at, as well as my well-being, as well as my posture. But what you've just said about, everything always happens here, I hadn't really thought about, but it does. My work is here. You know, you handle leather here, you machine here.
Of course.
You know, so everything is arched round this way. And and I use one leg to operate a pedal on a machine.
Right.
So
you've got some asymmetry.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that, you know, we're talking about with the Buttafly. When you unwind the spine, you know, so many of us are, I mean, if we're right-handed and we're playing tennis or we're playing golf, or, you know, we're operating any kind of machinery and we're operating one diagonal of the body, it makes sense that at some point along the line, we actually need to even that out. So I'm going to help Brad with a few things. You'll see this on a separate video. But Brad, thank you very much for your time. It was really a pleasure to meet you.
I might have learned something. Thank you.